Hello, this is Set here, business and spiritual consultant as always. And if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm speaking on behalf of Lucifer. And if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on Earth, well, let me tell you, he's talking about everything that the Earth is made of, which is what business and spirituality. Okay, so um, it is true that I mostly talk about spirituality, but I'll because What we're going to talk about, you know what? I'm gonna make a I'm gonna make a couple videos that's more inclined towards business. Um, I'm gonna give a little bit of advice. It's gonna be very important advice. I'm taking a risk doing that. But I'll do it anyways because your success is my success. So, anyways, yeah. So I wanted to talk about one of the videos that I released recently called Ice Breath Energy. Um, and I feel like I said before, it was that technique is an advanced technique. That technique, ice breath energy, is for people that are already aware of laws of attraction and things like that, things of that matter, and people that are aware that they have power of manifesting. Because you might be aware that you have power of manifesting, but you might not be aware that there are specific things that you can do within um, the ability, the capability of manifesting, and that's one of them, because you have to understand that in the mainstream, manifestation abilities and laws of attraction are seen as a thing that is unrelated to what we consider is magic. Okay, so you have to understand in the mainstream media, laws of attraction and manifestation is not connected to magic. But in real life, when you start doing manifestation and you start noticing that it don't work, there's a reason why it don't work, and there's many reasons why it doesn't work. Um, I just woke up. By the way, my eyes are still crusty. So sorry about that. Really felt like doing this video. Really felt like it was a good video, and I didn't want to lose my train of thought. So, um, what was I saying? Yeah. So in the mainstream media, it's not connected to magic, but in real life, in actuality, it is connected to not necessarily magic, but it is connected to spirituality. Which means the more spiritual you are, the more the more spiritual you are, the more you'll be able to manifest things into your life. Um, and basically by power of belief. So you're manifesting. You got laws of attraction. Blah blah blah. So you watch my video, and you probably did or did not apply it, or you're probably currently not applying it. It depends. I don't know. I am not aware. I do know that people like the video though, so that's one thing. So thank you guys for the support on that video. But I didn't get any replies or feedback, so I will not be releasing the other videos. But there are I have other videos like that. And I didn't want to because they're supposed to be paid videos. They're paid tutorial because you have seen there is a lot of teaching and understanding in there, and it's a little bit complicated, and you have to watch it more than once, and you have to take some notes and things of that matter. Um, Now, I digress. The reason why I'm making this video is not to talk about ice breath energy. Actually, it's to talk about a primer to ice breath energy, and you're probably wondering by this time what that is. There is ice breath energy, and like that is everything on Earth that is has a counterpart. You know, so um, everything that is white also has black. And everything that is black also has white. So and vice versa, blah 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 blah, and so on and so on. So if we say this is crystalline ice breath energy, then the primer for ice breath energy The counterpart to ice breath energy would be fire breath. Okay, so this is where you should start listening and listen well, because fire breath, fire breathing, fire breath and fire breathing is something that we do on a consistent basis. We are dragons. I am a dragon. I am a black dragon. Um, and all of you believers in me, the believers in me are also dragons. That means the reason why, that means you apply the things that I say, you understand it, you apply it, you try to understand it, or you study it or whatever, right? So when you do these things, you become part of us. So humanity says that we're a bunch of monkeys. I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing for no reason. I just find that absurd. It's just weird. It sounds funny. You're calling people apes. You're calling people not even apes, monkeys. Like you're not even not even an ape. Like you're not a gorilla. You're not even an ape. You're a monkey. You're a descendant of a monkey. So, anyways, man, I believe I'm a descendant from dragons. If I'm woke. I'm woke. I identify as dragon. Anyways, whatever. But somebody out there is gonna understand that joke. No pun intended. No offense meant. Because somebody said that joke. Somebody I know said that to somebody else. That said somebody I know met a person, and that person was like, fucking telling them that they identify as XYZ, blah blah blah, and this person answered, well, I identify as a dragon. Like, so anyways, so whatever, so now you're part of the inside joke. So anyways, um I identify as a dragon. So when I say that, I'm not saying, I don't walk down the street saying to people, I identify as the dragon, call me dragon. Like that's not what I'm saying, But that's what I believe that I am a descendant from. That's what I believe. I believe that my genetics is closer to draconic DNA than ape DNA. So with that said, and since in my universe, in my dimension, I believe that I live in a timeline, in a specific timeline, in a parallel universe where everybody else is also a dragon. So that means everybody else on Earth is capable of spewing fire breath, which means I'm going around the block here. I know I'm going around the block. I just want you to feel included, and I also want people that do not practice and don't give a shit about what I'm saying to not consider themselves dragons too. Like, what I mean, bro? Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. So, anyways, man, because you can't be walking around telling people you got ice breath, energy. You don't practice ice breath. I mean, you can't walk around town say you got fire breath energy and you don't practice fire breath. That's crazy. I mean, just because you want to, be part of the gang or some shit like that. Nah. It ain't happening. So, anyways, all humans, in my belief system, all humans have the capability, the ability to spew out fire breathe, basically fire breathe. And what is fire breathe? Well, ice breath energy is the concealment, and containment of an idea, or a purpose, or a goal, right? That's the big difference is that. And fire breath, it's immediate. It's on the spot, right? It's right now, right? Um, Crystalline energy has its advantages, pros and cons. and disadvantages, and fire breath has advantages and disadvantages, right? So the advantage of fire breath is that everything you say will happen now, immediately. When you're using crystalline, it's gonna happen later, right? It's gonna happen at some point, and when you're using crystal, I don't know if I said that in the last video. I would have to. I might have. I'm not aware, but I would have to look it up again. But when you're using crystalline energy, you can manifest things immediately, but it's because you already had things crystallized into your sanctum, right? Because your throat, because you have humans. Okay, mic drop moment here. Humans have more than one house within them, right? So you have to understand that each chakra point is a house, right? All of them together makes a huge temple. But inside the temple, there are different mentions. And I use the word mention on purpose just to give you a sense of vastness and length and height and whatever. I'm just okay. It's that big, you know. So when you're crystallizing things, you crystallize an idea. You're putting, which is basically another way of saying that you are keeping things in your mind, right? It's just a very convoluted way of saying that when you keep things in the back of your mind and you are a manifester, well, once those things are in the back of your mind, the next time you want to manifest that thing, it'll be easier. It'll be instant, right? Because now you already know how to do it. It's part of you. It's your shit. It's your thing. So crystalline energy is very precise. It's for precise things. And you will use it anyway. And if you're a manifester, at some point you're gonna realize that you are crystallizing ideas. But that depends. It depends, because some people might manifest like $2,000 and they're happy for the rest of like they don't need to manifest anything else. I don't know what you understand what I mean, but there's some people that manifest things and they don't need more than what they manifested. Like they're happy with that and that's it, and they don't want to know more. They don't need to know more because they already have what they already wanted. So for everybody else, that are consistent manifestors that love to create, in your road of creation, at some point you're gonna realize that you are crystallizing things. You're gonna see it. You're gonna have visions. You're gonna have a vision of ideas being crystallized, hung in time, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it because when you're gonna talk about that specific thing that you like, that you prefer, and then it manifests so quickly, you're gonna understand that this idea is not crystallized within you. It's part of you. But the difference with fire breath, the thing is, with fire breath, you can't crystallize anything. It's not used to crystallize ideas. It's not used to remember things. It's not used to keep things around. You know what I mean? Although fire breath energy can help you get things that will stay around, like a partner or some money, it's because you commended it. And this is why we call it fire breath, because it takes a lot of fire. It takes a lot of passion. Belief and confidence, right? So when you mix the chemical of passion, when you mix the chemical of confidence, when you mix the chemical of passion, confidence, and what the fuck did I say? Passion. You need passion. You need confidence. Shit, I forgot. What? You need passion to breathe fire. You need confidence, and you need will. I forgot what you need will. So just rewind it back and look it up. But you need everything basically that has to do with self confidence, with will, with determination, right? With belief. Yeah, belief. That's it. You need belief, passion, and confidence. Once those three chemicals mix together within your body, and then and then before you have to harness passion, belief, and confidence first within your body before you start speaking. And when you start speaking, you will start to breathe fire, right? And you will not start to breathe fire as soon as you say a word, because this is not literal, real fire, right? But you will start spewing fire once you decide to spew fire. What does that mean? Well, that means if you are trying to manifest, let's say you're at the casino. You're sitting there, you're playing blackjack or baccarat or some shit like that. So you're sitting there, and you want to make, you want your next hand to win, right? You're gonna say this hand is going to be a winner. This hand is a winner, not going to be. You're gonna say this hand is a winner. You're going to affirm to the universe that that hand that you're playing is a winner, right? So the difference, and then you see that you end up winning. That would be a perfect example of fire breath energy. I don't know if you've noticed how in this situation you have to be in a precise situation. You have to be in a direct contact. It's a direct contact situation, right? So you can use fire breath in a direct contact situation. Um, Ice breath energy is not necessarily. Ice breath energy is for, I'm noticing this, I want this, and I have this. So now this is mine. So there's a little more time. There's a little bit of a quantum leap to be made. So that it's gonna require a minimum amount of movement. You'll see it when you get there. Don't worry about it. You'll understand when you get there. Don't worry about it. Fire breath though. Fire breath though. You can prepare things too. Just like ice breath energy. But like I said, fire breath is instantaneous. It's supposed to happen in the current moment, right? So let's say you're in your house, and I don't know, you want to meet a girl. Let's say you're in your house, you wanna meet a girl, right? Um, you can use fire breath in order to manifest this woman, and before entering a direct contact situation. So you tell yourself, I have a beautiful, wonderful woman. Like, no, I don't like using that technique. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like using that technique. The technique where you gotta tell yourself you have a girlfriend, blah 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 blah. I don't like using that technique because I think I have a better way of doing it. Because I feel like when you I would be when manifesting women into your life, I would be more inclined to use techniques from the laws of attraction than stating to the universe that I have a girlfriend, she's beautiful, she has blue eyes, blah 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 blah. Blah. Like that works too. But I feel like when you use the laws of attraction, which means you're using mediums in order to surround yourself and harness feminine energy, I feel like that works more, and it's more human. It's more human because I noticed that the reaction, it's kind of weird, but it's not weird. It's good. It's good when when you're using that technique. The first technique that I'm talking about that I don't really use, it's a good technique. There's nothing wrong with it. It just feels like it takes longer. It feels like it takes a lot longer. Um, and I like my technique more because I like seeing women's reaction to it. Because the technique that I use, it's like telepathy. It's basic. It is. It's telepathy. So I'm speaking to one woman, but that one woman represent all women. So I'm talking to all women, but I'm not really talking to all women. I'm talking to one woman. Well, I'm talking to the woman that I want, but by speaking to all the women, um, it will create one woman in order to come to you. So that's basically magic. That's straight up magic. Um, that's word for word magic. Because what's going on is you're creating a vortex, you're creating a catalyst, uh, a ziggurat, and then the energy you are consuming, you are attracting or consuming the energy from the feminine energy, and so you receive messages, you see people's reaction, girls are looking at you, they tell you things or they let you know things, or you get messages, you know and what happened once when the energy is complete, when the ritual that you're doing, because it is a ritual at the end of the day, regardless of what you think, and you are a master of ceremony, because that's what you're doing a ceremony in order to create a ritual, in order to get something out of it. So that's magic. um and like I said before, the mainstream media will not say that that's magic, but when you know what magic is, it's clear to see that that's magic. Like you're doing witchcraft, nigga. Like you're doing witchcraft. So that's magic. So what happened was the energy is now completed, and now the feminine energy, that is the all, is now merging itself to create something that corresponds to you and your needs. Uh once your will is accepted by women, then women will give herself to you. So it's not that complicated, but if you understand a little bit how thermodynamic works and physics, and spirituality, it all makes perfectly good sense. you know, it all makes perfectly good sense. So fire breath energy. So that's why I like using fire breath energy instead of crystalline energy, especially for a woman, because you don't necessarily need to wait that long in order to have a girlfriend. If you are brave enough and confident enough, and you have the will, you can manifest uh, a wonderful or any kind of relationship that you want. And I do emphasize on any kind of relationship that you want. Because you're not necessarily, because the thing is, if you want to manifest things, you have to get rid of guilt, and guilt is something that we are born with. We are born with guilt. So people tell us every day that everything is bad. Don't smoke weed. It's bad for you. Don't drive fast. It's bad for you. Don't drink. It's bad for you. Don't watch TV for a certain amount of time. It's bad for you. Don't fucking play video games for a certain amount of time. It's bad for you. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't live over here. Don't wear those clothes. Don't put on those shoes. Don't blah, 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 blah. So we walk around with an enormous amount of guilt. Like, so guilt that we're not even aware that we have. And you start being aware of that guilt once you start manifesting, because you start feeling bad for manifesting things. You feel bad when you start manifesting. You feel bad for manifesting for some fucking reason, because you tell yourself, because we've been oppressed and basically fucking steamrolled by religion so much that being able to do things like that is inherently seen as something evil. And it's not that you think it's evil, it's in the back of your head. That's why you feel bad, because you feel like you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. You're right. You are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, but it's not for the same reasons that you think. See, you think you're not supposed to be doing those things because of God and Jesus Christ. Pardon my language. Wow. But in actuality, the reason why you shouldn't feel bad is because the only reason why that happens is because of other people. It's not because of religion. It's other people that don't want you to feel like that. It's not, so we of course religion keeps telling us that magic is not good, blah 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 blah, and all that, but in actuality, like I said, religion fucking steamrolled us. So we are living with this guilt that if we're doing something that is outside the bounds of what other secular groups would consider to be normal, we feel like shit about it. And that's why we keep losing power. That's why the world is the way that it is. That's why there's so much war. That's why there's hunger. That's why there's starvation. Because if we were free to think, this wouldn't happen. Message from Lucifer. This is Luciferian knowledge, by the way. This is not my knowledge. This is Lucifer's knowledge. So, well, some of it, not all of it, but some of it. So so we're raised with guilt, and we're not even aware of the guilt that we're walking around with. Because why would you be aware? You're living your life. You're doing what you have to do. You're raising your kids. They're going to work. You're doing what you got to do. So you don't notice. You know what I mean? You have no reason to notice. You know what I mean? Like, you have zero reason to notice this. Which is completely normal. Completely fucking normal. Why would you notice that? You're not trying. You don't need to do something that you don't need to do, and you're not trying to do something that you don't need to do. So of course you're not gonna see certain things. You're not gonna be aware of certain things. And the guilt that we walk around with every day is something that we are not aware of. We're not aware of this guilt. We're not aware, and you need to get rid of it in order to manifest in the first place. You need to get rid of it to manifest in the first place, because if you manifest from guilt, it's either going to go haywire or it's not going to work at all. It won't even, you won't even budge. You know what I mean? You're not even going to get a message. You really need to get rid of the guilt. You really need to get rid of the guilt. So you can manifest any kind of relationship that you want, but you have to be able to not feel bad about it. You have to be able to not feel bad about it. You have to be able to not feel guilty about being able to manifest something into your life. You have to stop feeling guilty for having abilities or talents or capabilities or access to things. You're a good person. You want everybody to be able to do what you do. But it's not the case. And it takes time for that to happen. No matter how much you want that to happen, it doesn't matter. It takes time. It's a teaching. And if people are not willing to listen to gurus to learn about spirituality, because that's what a guru is for, is to learn about spirituality, and it's going to take time. If you don't want to read books about spirituality, it's going to take time. And it's already going to take time with a guru. It's already going to take time if you do it yourself. But it's going to take even more time if you don't even try to learn more about what you are capable of doing. So instead of taking you a couple days, it's going to take you years. And that's the difference between a guru and you learning by yourself. What you're learning by yourself that's taking you years to learn, you will learn way quicker with someone else that is experienced and that knows what he's doing. And you're gonna learn in a couple weeks instead of a couple years. I can teach somebody to be a full-blown demon in a couple weeks. It's not gonna take years. We're not gonna go in a cave, somewhere in the Himalayas and shit, and well, you might be in the cave, but not that kind of cave. Like you might, but not in that way. Not in that way. So so yeah. You what was I saying? So if you have belief, you get rid of the guilt, you can use your fire breath. Because fire breath, like I said, this is immediate. It's right now. Right? So the difference here, I guess it was a bad analogy now that I think about it, because now I segued all the way over to something else. I guess it was a bad analogy. I guess but it was a good segue. It was a good segue. I feel like, that's a subject that people are interested in. Maybe not everybody, but I'm pretty sure some people are. So fire breath, right? So let's take the same example here. So difference between ice breath and fire breath, right? So fire breath, you can use it in a direct contact situation, right? So that means you can use your fire breath to charm a woman, and you can use your fire. You can use it. You can use it to charm. You can use it to charm. If you know what you're doing, you can use it to charm. It's not always easy. But you can use it to charm, which means, it's a more complicated matter here. It's a more complicated skill, but it's a skill that anybody can use and that people are using and they're not even aware that they're using, right? So when you're charming somebody, when you're charming a woman, I'm not saying you need to have riz, as the young kids are saying right now. I'm not saying you need to have riz, but it's kind of like a riz, but it's not really. You're just you got to follow the conversation. You got to listen. You got to follow the conversation. You got to listen. Then you got to find an entry way in order to inseminate your idea. That sounds sexy. In order to inseminate your idea into the person. But the person is you're not brainwashing nobody. You're not hypnotizing anybody. So the person still has the ability to say yes or no. So, and if the person says no, most of the time it's your fault. There's something you didn't do. Maybe you didn't comb your hair right. Maybe you didn't put on nice clothes. I don't know, but there's something. It has to be something, because it's supposed to work. Because it's supposed to work. It doesn't work all the time, but it's supposed to work. But it doesn't work all the time. There could be a plethora of reasons why it didn't work that day precisely, and you will know about it because the universe is gonna let you know that that's the reason why. And the universe does that, and the universe tends to make you practice too. The universe will give you opportunities to practice. So sometimes you will see a woman, she looks really fine, but that's actually the universe making you practice your fire breath. That wasn't even what I mean? You were never going to date that person. It was just a test. So the universe will help you practice. The universe will tell you where you need improvement and stuff like that. It's not me that's gonna do that, it's the universe. And I'm not kidding. It's not me. How can I do that? I can't do that. I can't see what you're doing. So, it's the universe that's actually helping you out. Which is amazing, actually. You know, so why use fire breath? Because fire breath is a way to instantly manifest whatever you want. Because some people have a lot of confidence and a lot of energy, right? But those people can be just as dangerous. This is in my book, right? This is in the book that I wrote, um, which I probably won't release. I don't know. Or the I don't have the will or the tenacity or determination to finish the book. So I don't know. Maybe at some point, I don't know. I really wanted to finish it. I wrote 8 more pages. I had somebody that wanted to work on the book with me and everything. I'm just bitching the fuck out. Anyway, whatever. But I'll be okay later. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Fire breath energy. Uh, you you can manifest instantaneous. So some people are dangerous with fire breath energy, man, because basically fire breath energy, like I said, we're all dragons. So what does that mean? That means we're always spewing fire. We're walking around town just breathing fire all the time, consistently, every day. That's what we do. And this actually is because life, whether you like it or not, is actually a procedurally generated game. If you don't know what procedurally generated graphics are, when you're playing a game and it says procedurally generated events, that means when you enter the game will load things as you go. So that means if I open the game and somebody next to me opens the game, we're not going to start in the same area. And even if we start in the same area, we're not going to see the same things because it's by procedure. And what that means is as you go along, as you proceed along, things are generated. So life is actually a little bit like that. Like humans are generating this reality. You see, the thing is, humans think is the government that's generating all of this. No, it's you. You're creating this. It's just the government is using your power to generate what they want to happen. And this is the biggest conspiracy in the entire world. This is Q. This is QAnon. This is everything. This is alien shit. This is everything. The truth of the matter is, the government is using your power of manifestation in order to create the things that they want to create. So, but they can't keep a lid. They can't keep a lid on all of it all the time. So whether you like it or not, dreams spew out, right? Dreams spew out whether you like it or not. So they don't have complete control over it. They just manipulate the energy. Because energy is like a river. Energy is like a river, right? And a river is very powerful. So you can't stop a river. It's like you can't put your arms, you can't open your arms and say no. I don't want you to come here. No, you're gonna get flooded. You're gonna get run over if you don't die just from the impact of the tidal wave, right? From the tsunami. Y'all remember that? You know what I mean? So you can't stop a tsunami. That's ridiculous. You can't stop a tsunami. You can't stop a tidal wave. You're gonna get crushed, right? So even waves. There's people that surf. They get crushed. They don't drown. They don't drown, bro. They get crushed. You know what I mean, bro? Like, fucking surfing is dangerous, man. Like, it's fucking dangerous. They get crushed, bro. They don't drown. They get their bones broken. Ow. So, anyways, so you can't stop something like that, So the only thing, so they are aware that they can't stop the energy from flowing. They're just gonna get run over. So instead of trying to control the energy, the government came up with the brilliant idea to funnel energy in places that they want the energy to go, which is a more convenient and practical way to do things. Now that said, regardless, people are still generating this reality as we go along. So we are, yes, masters of our universe, and yes, we are masters of reality, but we are unaware of our masterism of the universe and everything that is within it, because we let fear, authority, conformity, democracy, politics, lead us into a more subservient, close-minded way of living our lives that is more pragmatic, right? And regardless of what you want to say, you might not like hearing that they're doing these things, but it is pragmatic at the end of the day. This is less complicated at the end of the day. It is less complicated. So, but I'm not saying it's a good thing. All I'm saying is, pros and cons. Regardless. So we're walking around using our fire breath energy, and every time we use our fire breath energy, we are consistently generating reality. So, this is the reason why some people might be dangerous. As I was about to say, you can talk to a person, and this person is going to tell you, oh, you're going to tell a person, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and this person tell you, you can't do that. That's dangerous. You might believe you can't do it, but this person wants to tell you you can't do it. And then you end up trying to think, and you can't do it. Because you believe what he said. And he believes what he said. But what in actuality, you need to believe what you said, and he needs to believe what you said, So we're generating reality. We're creating different timelines. We're creating things that do not even exist yet. So how can you control something that doesn't exist? You can't control something that doesn't exist yet. So the government is not controlling everything. Like the shadow government, the government, shadow government, cults, shadow groups, they might be capable of manipulating things, but they can't control things. And you can't control or manipulate something that's not even aware of its own existence. It doesn't exist yet. So you don't have any power over it. And, these groups, cults, government facilities try to make you believe that they are the number one power of all. No, they ain't shit. No, absolutely not. Like, no, just no. And you'll notice this, you might be afraid of trying because you don't want to gain the same kind of attention that I'm gaining, but it's gonna happen regardless, man. You're gonna get that attention regardless, because at some point, I don't know if you're young, but if you're at work, you already have their attention because you got to conform in order to stay at work. So they're already aware that you exist, and you already know that they exist too. They know that you exist, and you know that they exist. So it's, You're scared of what? Like, like, what would you be afraid of? Like, so fucking use it. Of course, you might notice some things. It might, rub people the wrong way, seeing you grow into your power and becoming more and more, like He-Man, master of the universe. But that's also normal. That's also very normal. It's a very normal, common process that everybody goes through every day of their lives. So, there's nothing really to be afraid of. Of course, people are jealous of other people and things of that matter that might happen, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Of course. But mind you, you have universal power. You can manifest things from the universe. You can manifest things into reality. So you got to remember that. People might hate on you and you might not understand why. It might makes you worry a little bit, but you got to, at the end of the day, you can still manipulate, you can still create reality or manipulate energy. Just like they manipulate energy, you can manipulate energy too. So if you don't know, now you know. Woo! Woo! So, big gem drop, major gem drop. Please rewind and listen to that shit again. So yeah, man, people need to use more of their fire breath energy, because the thing is, it's one thing to have it, but it's another thing to be aware of it. And when you are aware of it, you're doing it on purpose. And when you do something on purpose, that holds more power. That means it's even more powerful. The power that you're using is now amplified by belief. And trust me, that's how that shit works. You have to amplify your power with belief. So it's not, to me, it doesn't feel enough for people listening to my video and be like, yeah, I got fire breath. That's cool. But if you believe that you have fire breath, that's even more badass. You know what I mean? That's even more badass. Now, I know there's 2 or 3 humanitarians out there listening to my video and they might be wondering, well, this sounds fucking dangerous. Everybody's going to have fucking powers. They're going to destroy everything. Yes and no. Like, yes and no. Yes, like I stated, bad people can make bad shit happen. But there is a security system involved in all of this. It's not in magic, period. There is a security system. There is a ADT security system in this house. And what happened was, this particular security system is going to let you steal a couple things inside of the house. It's going to let you steal a couple things inside of the house. It's going to monitor. There's motion sensors. There's motion sensors in this house. So the motion sensor is going to monitor this person. There's cameras too. Cameras, motion sensors, the whole 9 yards. So the cameras and the motion sensors are going to follow this person. This person is going to steal shit from the house, and the house is going to let that person steal those things. Because it's a big house. Maybe the person needed it. You don't know. Maybe the person needed it. Whatever. But there's another thing though. In this house, the security system remembers everything that goes on in that house. There's not one speck of dust that moves in that house that we are not aware of. And what happened is that we call this security system the rubber band system, right? It's called the rubber band. So you stretch the rubber band, you stretch it, you stretch it, you stretch it. And when you stretch, what happens when you stretch a rubber band too far? It snaps. And when it snaps, it fucking hurts. It hits you right in your fucking finger and the fucking thing hurts. So, um, so this is our security system. So yeah, people have free will and they have the capability of doing bad things, but eventually, at some time and point, all those bad things that you did will hit you 3 times back into your face. Yeah, it's called the rubber band system. And you can test it out as much as you want. Well, I wouldn't consider doing that, but for people that notice, let me just make sure that this, I'm having doubts about myself here. There's a lot of bad people in the world. So the what I when you see something bad happening, keep that in mind. Tell yourself this person is stretching. Tell yourself this person is stretching a rubber band right now. As soon as you say this person is stretching a rubber band, um, it's like using fire breath. It's like using fire breath. So if you see something like you see somebody that's consistently doing stupid shit, just say this guy over there is stretching the rubber band, and eventually, he will get smacked down. Because the thing is, I realize that some people might have immediate current situations that they're dealing with people that are evil. So rubber band that shit. I'm not saying I'm teaching you how to curse people, but I'm kind of no, I'm kidding. Like I kind of am. It's a word of power. It's a word of power. It's a phrase of power. It's a sentence. It's a sentence. So give the person a sentence. I mean, like if you see, if you're not, you don't like what he's doing, and it's only gonna work if the person's doing something bad. You can't rubber band somebody that's doing good. You can't rubber band somebody that's doing good. You can only rubber band somebody that's doing bad. Um. So there are security systems, in place for people like that, and the universe also has a rubber band system. But sometimes, human interference is required. Is accepted. Is more convenient than divine intervention sometimes. Especially if anyway. But so we got fire breath energy. We're walking around town generating this whole thing that we call reality without even noticing. And some people notice and just don't care. So you want to use fire breath. You want to use your fire breath on purpose. This is what you got to do. So if you want to use your fire breath on purpose, this is what you got to do. You got to change the way you speak, and you have to change the way you think. That means you have to change. Period. And if you can't change, then you can't hang, because snakes, serpents, nagas, gods always shed their skin. So if you can't call yourself a snake and you don't want to change. Because snakes change all the time. You can't call yourself a certain god or a serpent goddess and you don't want to change. That's crazy. That makes no sense. So you can't be like, I'm Kundalini, but I don't wanna face my reality. I don't wanna face myself like that. That's crazy. You can't. People love, no offense, myth, but people love mirrors. There's the thing is, right now, the only thing that's popping magically is mirrors. And mirrors and telepathy is fucking rudimentary shit. That's like kindergarten shit, man. Like, me, I'm talking about, like, we're talking about university shit here. We're not talking about kindergarten shit. Like, mirrors that's old school, bro. Like, that's from 1990s. Like that's old as fuck, man. Like, that's dépassé, bro. Like, anyways, bro, because that's also a power that you use consistently. Like it's consistent. It's not. You don't need to practice it. You don't need to do anything. It's always there. Like you can't live without it. It's just how it is. So that's rudimentary. But a lot of people right now, but the way media is putting things in people's faces, they're putting mirrors as a thing that's like mind blowing. And I do understand women. There's a connection with women and mirrors, but I also feel that's bullshit. I think it's propaganda. I think it was propaganda. I think they pushed the whole mirroring effect knowledge on women in order for women to push it on everybody else. That's what I think. Because it came out of nowhere, and it's old, and no one cares. Like, there's no real people that care about that shit. Like, it's not. It's very rudimentary. It's very basic. So I'm not saying that it's not relevant. I'm not saying that it's not a powerful tool to be aware of, but you have to understand that mirrors are very, very rudimentary shit, and they do push this agenda of using mirrors on women because they know that women are irrational creatures that just do dumb shit. And like, so they push that on women because they know that the women are gonna go out, go crazy, and start doing all kinds of stupid shit and say stupid shit and do stupid shit, which will result in the world being in chaos as we see it right now. Sorry, part of my language. Please forgive me, but that's the truth. And it has to be said because as a spiritual person, I'm not a guru yet. I don't know when people are gonna consider me a guru, but I'm not a guru yet, even though I'm pretty sure I am. But whatever. Like, so like, it's my job to get your head out of the gutters. I can't let you just walk around with your head in the gutter. You might not like what I say, and I understand that you don't like what I say because you had ego, and you have a personality, and you have an ego. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying, like, you're a person, so it's normal for a person to disagree with specific things. Obviously. So but at the end of the day, this is a conspiracy. The whole mirror effect power that they keep talking about is on purpose. Because it's a very easy power to use. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything. You don't have any responsibility. You don't have nothing. So of course people keep talking about that like it's fucking special because you ain't got shit to do. Like, they make fucking thousand word books about mirroring, but at the end of the day, it's 1,000 words of nothing. Like, you just read 1,000 word that was saying absolutely nothing. Like, that was talking about the air that surround you. So yes, it is part of a conspiracy. It's bad. It's evil. It's planned. And we're gonna have other things like that. There's always something. What's it called? The laws of the secret. The secret was one of those. The secret is the same thing. It's bullshit. Like, the secret is a complete pack of garbage, like lies. So they always pushing agendas like that, even in the spiritual sector. And there's a lot of people that are probably thinking, well, they don't care about the spiritual sector. They don't push. Yes, they do. On a consistent basis, they put propaganda in the spiritual world too. They put propaganda everywhere to fuck with people's minds, to get them to be stupid and not know anything, and not be aware of anything, and not be able to work with each other, or not like each other, or whatnots, or whatever you want to think. As long as they are the ones that hold all of the power, that's the only thing that matters. They don't really care what subject it is. You care about what subject it is. They don't. You know, because the government don't think like people think. You know, people don't think like the government thinks, and I feel like people think governments think the same way they think. No, absolutely not. You're lost in the sauce, bro. Like absolutely not, bro. You're lost in the sauce, and the sooner you realize that you're lost in the sauce, the sooner you'll get out of it. No pun intended. No offense meant. The sooner you get out of the sooner you realize that you lost in the sauce, the sooner you'll get out of it. Because they don't think that way. They think like I think. They don't think like you think. They think like I think. And if you so all the shit that you be thinking every day is completely useless. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? So compared to what they're planning, that shit don't, like, dude, you're not even close. It's fucked up. It's bad. It's sad. It's fucked up. It's messed up, bro. We're not even close. So you gotta understand, those guys think like I think. I don't think like other people. I don't see things on a 3D level, and they don't see shit on a 3D level, man. They understand math. These people went to school. Because there's people that went to school that understand math, and there's people that really understand math. Like, and when you really understand math, dog, like you're literally unstoppable. Like, for real, when you really know math, you are unstoppable. You're a monster. You are a force to be reckoned with. When you really understand math, when you understand that everything is mathematics, you're, dog, like, yo, like, you, man. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like it's absurd. So, even now I don't understand math on that level. I understand that everything around me is mathematics, but I don't know math on. I know math. I know math, but I know universal mathematics. But I'm not very good at literal mathematics. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very good. Like, I'm the kind of guy, I would be good using formulas, but I wouldn't be good doing multiplications and divisions and algebra. No. You know what I mean? But give me some formulas, bro. Give me something really fucking complicated. I'll figure it out. But, simple shit, I don't know why. My brain just I don't have space in my mind for simple things. I don't keep simple things in my brain. I keep hard, complicated things in my head because they're complicated. So it takes more time to understand. So I don't keep simple things. I don't keep 2 + 2 is 4 in my head. That's stupid. Like this. You know what I mean? That's just, it's kind of dumb. Like, it's not really dumb. Sorry for saying that. It's not really dumb, but it kind of is if you think about it. Like, why would you keep 2 + 2 is 4 in your head? Like, duh. Like, anyways, point is, they think like I think. They think on a 5th dimensional level. They created all of this thinking on the 5th dimensional level. Like I said, they manipulate energy. They don't destroy energy. They don't create energy. They don't control energy. They manipulate energy. And to you, it seems like they're controlling you because you don't understand what's really happening. So, to everybody else on the planet, it seems like we're being controlled. But we're not being controlled. We're being manipulated because they don't have our power. And there's only so much they can do. There's only so much they can do to make you believe that they control you. Because if they get too close, they're going to get burned. You don't know that you can burn them. But they know that you can burn them. And that's the difference. And that's the advantage that they have over you. And that's why they can control you. Because you don't know yourself. You don't know who you are. And since you don't know who you are, they have all the space and opportunity in the world to tell you or to make you believe who you are. So, very dangerous shit we're dealing with. It's very dangerous shit. It's clear well, it's not even black magic. That's just high grade magic, to be quite honest. It's above black magic. It's above black magic. Where this is above black magic. This is like high grade potent. This is god like shit, So, and that's what we're really dealing with. We're really dealing with god like shit. Because we're gods. Just like Kanye West says, I just told you who I was. A god. I just told you. Well, at least he gets it. So anyways, for everybody else, so we're spewing fire. You want to use fire. Because I didn't even say how to fucking use the fucking thing. It's been 1 hour and 5 minutes. I didn't even say how to use the fucking thing. So anyways, but I feel like this was an interesting topic. I feel like this was an interesting video. I hope you liked it. And basically the only thing you need to do to use your fire breath energy is to change the way you think, change the way you talk, and change the way you talk. And what does that mean? That means instead of using verbs and conjugations, yes, use verbs and conjugations, but basically change the time period that you're using your words with, right? Like, let's say you're talking to a person and you're both talking about like some business shit. Both of you are about to get like a new car or some shit, like, but a really expensive car. The thing that you want to do is to, when you're having this conversation, let's say you're having a conversation with the car dealer, the friend, or whatever. I don't know what any kind of issue you can think of, right? You're about to put down payment or financing or something. But we're talking about like a really expensive car, so shit is serious. We're talking about like a $600,000 cars or something. So we're talking about like some serious shit, right? So the thing you want to do when you're having a conversation like that is you want to keep everything positive and everything in the present tense. You want to stay positive and speak in the present tense. So that means there's no ifs, no buts, no I will, only I ams. There's no I will. There's no future. There's no past. Only present. So when you're using fire breath, this is the most important thing. When you're using fire breath for a positive reason, in order to manifest, if you're using fire breath to manifest, you need to put everything at a present tense. Even if grammatically speaking it doesn't sound right in your ear, it doesn't matter. Put everything in the present tense and you put everything in a positive light. When you try to manifest something, whatever it is, that car, $1,000 car, whatever, blah blah blah, always stay positive and use present tense words, and that will manifest things into your life. And you will notice that you can manifest things into your life because people do it. People do it all the time. You say things and then boom, it happens right after. That's fire breath. You got fire breath. You're in line. And you can there's people that do that, but they don't do it all the time. They just notice that it happens. That's fire breath. It doesn't matter. That's fire breath. And yes, you can practice it until anything you say, boom, the universe reacts to it. Like everything I say, the universe reacts to it because I'm a fucking dragon and I spew fire all the time. I breathe fire on everything all the time. I will burn this world into sunder. And I will burn this world into sunder. I will breathe my fire on everything that lives and breathes on this earth, which is what I'm doing right now, actually. Y'all done fucked up. Y'all gave a dragon a platform to talk shit on. Okay, so I guess this is it. Wonderful video. I had a wonderful time. I hope you guys did too. Sorry if I offended anybody. I do recognize that this video had a lot of touchy subjects, and there might have been some constructive criticism that might be seen in a bad light here, but I guarantee you I am not doing this to offend you or to annoy you. I'm trying to tell you that you're a motherfucking god dragon and you can breed fire whenever the fuck you want on whoever the fuck you want. I'm okay. Relax. you know, chill. But seriously, that's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is that you're a motherfucking dragon, you're a god, and you might not be inclined into using ice breath energy because that shit looks a little bit too advanced for you. But I'm telling you, if you believe in manifestation and you believe in laws of attraction, you believe in magic and spirituality, and if you understand that words are actually fire breath, coming out of your determination, your will is actually fire from your loins that you're spewing out because you're a walking dragon. Sorry. Then crystalline energy is something that you will notice that you are capable of doing, and it doesn't take that long. It did me before noticing that I could do that. It took me about a year. It took me about a year of consistently trying to manifest different things, and money, girls, cars, whatever. So I had some cars. I manifested cars. I manifested cars. I manifested money. I manifested women. I manifested a bunch of shit. So I'm very aware that all that shit works. And in between, I've noticed some things. So it took me a year to manifest. It took me a year to understand that some manifestations, some things that you love on a consistent basis stay with you if you want those things to stay with you. So very interesting thing. So like I said, it only took a year. Maybe it was shorter than a year. I don't know. Maybe it was shorter than a year, but to me, it felt like it took me a year. That's what it felt like to me. But it might have been shorter. It might have been. You know what? I shit you not, bro. I think it was shorter than a year. I think it was 6 months. It took me six months to a year before noticing this whole crystalline energy thing. Because I'm a fire breather, and I've been a fire breather. I didn't notice the crystalline energy. No, I didn't notice the crystalline energy a long time ago. But when I started out with the fire breath, which was basically laws of attraction, which was basically stating to the universe what you want, writing down things, blah 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 blah. So it's all about practice, and it's all about belief. It's all about belief and practice, and also a little bit of research. Because like I said, if you just watch the Secret and then you try to use the Secret, it don't work. It's garbage. It's trash. But if you go to a library and you go in the section, in the physics section, I don't remember where the self-improvement section. If you go to the self-improvement section, you go to the library, you go to the self-improvement section, and you notice that there's like hundreds and hundreds of books about it, and then you fucking take a book and you read about that. You start to notice that the Secret ain't shit. And you start to notice that that's the fucking reason why your fucking manifestation didn't fucking work, because you didn't know all of the fucking things that was related to it. And I feel like the media did that shit on purpose. I think certain groups wanted this power to come out. I don't think they wanted this power to come out, because I remember, I'm patient zero. I'm Kanye West. I'm Andrew Tate. I'm Kanye West. I'm Andrew Tate. I'm who else? I'm Cat Williams. I'm Cat Williams. I'm Andrew Tate. Who else? Fucking, is there somebody else? I don't know. Fuck it. There probably is. But I'm those guys, right? And as those guys, um, you know, what the fuck was I saying again? I say a lot of shit. Um, so, anyways, I'm those guys. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm those guys. So, I'm patient zero. So the thing is, I think The Secret came out to cover up a big world changing event that happened back in 2010, 2011. Because I think The Secret came out in 2011 or 2010. So I think and then the end of the world happened on 2012. That's when the end of the world happened. So when everybody died on 2012, there was a big event that happened before the apocalypse of 2012. Um, and I feel like the um, the secret was a tool that they used to cover up that specific huge event that happened in 2011 and 2010. Um, because like I said before, if you go to the library, what these people are saying and what's in the library is two different things. There's a lot more things involved into manifestation than what The Secret says. The Secret says some of the things that are involved in it, but not all of the things. And I guess it's not that big of a load of crap, because let's say there is such a thing as winning the lottery. Like, there's some people out there that just have their chakras in line. They're not necessarily overly spiritual, but they tend to be healthy. They tend to be healthy, and they tend to keep themselves in the positive light and try to maintain their sphere of existence the best they can. Of course, somebody that falls in that category that reads The Secret might be able to manifest just by using that book. So yes, there are people that can, and not be aware of everything else that I just said and still be able to manifest. That is very possible. I call that those people lottery winners. They're lottery winners because they didn't even notice. They was just living their lives the best way they could, and they put as much effort as they could, and voila. Um, it ended up nicely for them. But and then I don't think it's everybody either. But for everybody else, because I know some people that are very well off, and they tell me that they don't believe in The Secret. They're like, that's bullshit. And I'm like, no, it's real. It's very real. It's very real. But it takes more than 15 minutes for me to explain to you how this fucking shit works. This is a big thing. It's a big work. You need a leader. You need a leader. You need a teacher. You need somebody. You need guidance. In order to make that shit work. So that's why you should listen to Sadhguru, or pick out your favorite Rinpoche. If you don't know what a Rinpoche is, it's a highly divine spiritual leader from India. You can find yourself a Rinpoche, or listen to Sadhguru or Till Swan, or something like. There's people out there. There are people out there that can explain this shit, man, and that you will understand it. And maybe those people will be able to explain certain things better than I can, because I tend to go for complicated and convoluted stuff. As you notice, like I told you before, I don't keep simple shit in my head. I keep complicated shit in my head. So those people might say the exact same word for word that I'm saying, or everybody has a piece of the pie. Everybody has a piece of the pie. Just open your ears and you'll get at least 3/4 of the fucking pie in your fucking hands if you listen carefully. You know, like you know, but you'll get 3/4. Shit, that's a good half. That's a good half of pie. Um, that's a good piece of pie. Um, so so yeah, man. All you have to do, stay confident, believe in your that you are capable of creating things. Believe that your words are reality. Because that's the main thing. You got to believe that your words can become reality. Have confidence. Believe that your words can are. Don't believe that your words can be reality. Believe that your words are reality. Right? That's the difference. You know, it might not work the first time. Of course, don't come at me because you tried doing something 1 or 2 times and it didn't work. Give it some time. Let it sink in. And if you tried some of these techniques that I talk about in these videos and it don't fucking work, let me know. Let's talk about it. Send me an email. Or I don't know. Text me on my Instagram or DM me on my Instagram. You know, or send me an email or leave a comment on the video, and I will be gladly to work with you to try and figure out why it's not working. You know, which I would be very surprised if that would be the case. Very surprised because there's some people that call me. I have been called before by, you know, trolls, you know, people that, you know, like dumbasses, you know. So if you know, I will know if you're stupid. You know, like dude, like the first three, if you call me, I will know that you are on some bullshit by the first three words you say. The way you say hello to me is gonna let me know if you bullshitting or not. So, you know, because it does happen. There's people that do call me sometimes. They're like, blah, 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 you know, just trolls. So, but for everybody else, call me. You can call me if you want. I can leave you my phone number. I can leave you my phone number. I can give you my email. You can contact me on Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram. You can DM me. Period. Um, yeah, man. So I'm gonna start the video here. I'm gonna go smoke. Have a schmuckety schmuck. Um, go smoke a spliff, and yeah, have a good one. Peace out.